up now. 1, 2, 3, let's get it.
Start your day with Mornings with Vernon on WBQP, Monday through Friday from 6:30 to 9 a.m. Watch on Channel 12 and listen on WBQP Radio on your phone, Alexa, or CarPlay. WBQP is your information station.
It's Tuesday. Get in the swing of things with Morning with Vernon.
It's time for Mornings with Vernon. Yeah. Yeah. Get up now. Come on now. Get up. For Mornings with Vernon. Get up now. Let's go. Get up now. Turn it up now. 1, 2, 3. Let's get it. It's time for Mornings with Vernon. Yeah. Yeah. Get up now. Come on now. Get up. For Mornings with Vernon. Get up now. Let's go. Get up now. Turn it up now. 1, 2, 3. Let's get it.
Start your day with Mornings with Vernon on WBQP, Monday through Friday from 6:30 to 9 a.m. Watch on Channel 12 and listen on WBQP Radio on your phone, Alexa, or CarPlay. WBQP is your information station.
It's Tuesday. Get in the swing of things with Morning with Vernon.
It's time for Mornings with Vernon. Yeah. Yeah. Get up now. Come on now. Get up. For Mornings with Vernon. Get up now. Let's go. Get up now. Turn it up now. 1, 2, 3. Let's get it.
All right, everybody. Good morning. Morning with Vernon. Good morning, everybody. Tuesday morning. Yay! Morning with Vernon. Morning. You got your cup? You got your coffee cup? Yo. Here you go. I got mine right here. See that coffee there? Black. Just like I like women. Black. Good morning, everybody. Good morning. You got Vernon this morning, y'all. All right, Tuesday morning, y'all. It is Tuesday, 6:31 a.m. right here in Pensacola, Florida, y'all. It happened to be the 16th day of June. You know, by half of the year is almost gone, y'all. Half of the year is almost gone. 16th day of June, at least half of the month is gone, and it's going to be a little bit warm out there today. Yeah. So let's talk about what we're going to talk about this morning. Okay. First thing first, let's tell us how we can get WBQP, y'all. Let's talk about how we can get WBQP. All right. Here we go. Y'all, I just, other than, and then they want to scan this code right here. Other than that, here's the way they can get WBQP, okay?
Here's how you can watch and listen to WBQP, the voice of the Black community. Get us with an antenna on WBQP 12.1.
Crystal clear.
The station that cares.
Go to Play Store and download the WBQP app on your phone, tablet, or watch. The voice of the Black community.
WBQP TV streaming on Apple TV, Fire TV, Roku TV, and other streaming devices.
You can get WBQP by downloading the phone app or typing rdo.2 WBQP in your browser.
WBQP.
You can find us on your favorite platforms.
We are on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, the voice of the Black community.
To watch WBQP on your computer, go to WBQPTV.com or go to Google and type in WBQP, the voice of the Black community.
Get WBQP Radio on your phone, Alexa, or CarPlay. Your community station, wherever you go.
Alexa, enable the WBQP skill and play WBQP Pensacola.
Listen to WBQP Radio in your car on CarPlay or Android Auto while you're on the go.
WBQP, the voice of the Black community. An information station that cares. WBQP, the station that cares. Now, go tell everybody how to watch and listen to WBQP.
Yes, morning. Good morning, everybody. You can go out there and watch and tell everybody how to get WBQP, y'all. Yes, you can. Just like the Obama man. Yes, we can. Yes, we can. All right, y'all. Good morning. Good morning with Vernon in the morning. Y'all tell everybody that we're on. What we do every morning, we go over the news headlines, okay? I throw my little 2 cents comments in there about what's going on into the headline, and just give you a little bit of news that you can use on during the day, and just start your day. You get it from your news source. Then we get into the weather. We talk about how the weather gonna be wet and rainy this week. Okay, wet and rainy. Cheryl Moran will talk to you about the weather. We got Miss Kayla. Hopefully she's gonna be talking to us about the traffic report as well. And then we're gonna have Orion, y'all. Orion hopefully gonna be talking about the let me see what Orion gonna be talking about. Orion should be talking about sports. Okay, we're gonna get a little sports feature in here that we want folks to know about and just a little bit, because sports is one of those subjects that everybody likes to talk about. Okay, and so we figured that we'll get a little bit of sports, and you know what we're gonna do with sports? We're gonna talk a little bit about as the local sports when we bring the local sports in here, as well as some of the national news stories, stories as well, in the national sports stories like the NBA game and stuff like that. We're going to be talking about as well. But not only that, we are going to be talking about local sports. Okay, we're going to be talking about local sports and the whole 9 yards. So y'all just stay tuned to WBQP. It's going to get a little bit better. But at 7:30 time frame, y'all, we'll be talking to Miss Shakita Payne about jobs at the ECUA. Mr. Jerry McIntosh will be joining us this morning around 8 o'clock, as well as the City of Pensacola update. We're going to have either Mayor D.C. Reed on, or we're going to have the city update with Mr. Cliff Collins this morning. And of course, we always start our day off with a prayer, Reverend J.O. Gaston. But you don't have to start your day off with prayer. You can get your prayer any time of the day. Just give Dr. Gaston a call. He got a prayer line open at 850-698-0571. Just give him a call there. 8:30 time frame, we're going to be have a guest on around the 8:30 time frame is Dr. Isaac Williams, which is the pastor of the Greater True Vine Baptist Church, and he's running for School Board 3. He's going to be on this morning at 8:30 this morning. So, but other than that, y'all, this morning we got a good show lined up for you. I guess the first thing I need to do here this morning is go ahead and go into our commercial break this morning. But when we come back from the commercial break, y'all, we're going to be talking about what's in the local news. Okay. All right, y'all, stand by.
It's time for Mornings with Vernon. Yeah. Yeah. Get up now. Come on now. Get up. For Mornings with Vernon. Get up now. Let's go. Get up now. Turn it up now. 1, 2, 3. Let's get it out.
Navigating heart care can be challenging. Baptist makes it better with the latest treatments and innovations and the area's largest, most experienced heart team ready to create a care plan just for you. All when you need us most. Let Baptist make it better. Baptist Healthcare.
I remember these. Will I have the money to send my kid to college? Well, that's specific. How long has that been there? 7-letter word for a bank that helps you reach your goals.
Synovus. Order for Synovus?
Thank you.
Are you Synovus?
Yes.
Are you gonna ask or should I?
A solid financial future doesn't happen by chance. Let's talk about your potential today.
For 75 years, Baptist has brought innovative care to our community. Through our Andrews Institute, we continue the legacy by providing advanced total joint care, restoring mobility, strength, and quality of life. Baptist Healthcare, here for you then, now, and always.
Why wait? With Penn Air's fast approvals and low rates, getting a car loan is easier than ever. Penn Air Credit Union. Join us.
So what day is the meeting? Fun day.
With daily draw games starting at $1, every day shall henceforth be known as Fun Day.
Every day's Fun Day with Pick Games, featuring drawings twice a day. The Florida Lottery. It's good fun.
Choosing the right school is one of the most important decisions you'll make for your child. At Jacqueline Harris Preparatory Academy, we provide a safe, supporting environment where students grow academically and personally. With strong core instruction and unique programs, students gain confidence, creativity, and real-world skills. At JHPA, we live by our motto, enter to learn, depart to serve. Enroll today and prepare your child to soar.
Hello, I'm Dr. Isaac Williams, and I'm running for School Board District 3. Our community is asking for change, and I agree. District 3 deserves change. District 3 deserves a representative who will listen, communicate, and stay connected to the community. Our students need every opportunity to succeed. Our teachers need support, and our community and parents need a voice. I've spent my time as a servant leader in the Marine Corps, as a pastor, as a community activist, and I'm prepared now to serve District 3 on day one. And I will be honored to earn your support and your vote on August 18th. God bless you. God keep you.
Keep growing.
Remember where you came from. It's the foundation of who you are.
Show up for others.
That's been our approach at Penn Air for 90 years. Penn Air Credit Union, 90 years strong.
Hello, I'm David Williams, District 3 Representative, seeking re-election to the Escambia County School Board. 4 years ago, I said, together we can make a difference. Today, I'm proud to say, together we have made a difference, thanks to your trust. And because of you, we do not have any failing schools. Our schools are safer, we've closed the achievement gap, and our students are college and career ready. I'm asking for your support again to re-elect me so that we continue the work that we started 4 years ago. Please visit my website at davidwilliams3.com to learn more about my initiatives I have accomplished and the ones I will pursue over the next 4 years. Early voting is August 8th through the 15th, and the primary is August 18th. Your vote is essential to keeping our community moving forward. Thank you.
WBQP wishes everyone a happy Juneteenth. From the station that cares.
This is Prayer Perspectives by J.O. Gatson on your WBQP.
Hi, this is J.O. Gatson of Emmaus Baptist Church, Pensacola, Florida. Today is Testimony Tuesday, and we've come to pray over ourselves. One book said that we should saturate ourselves in prayer every day, that men and women, boys and girls would have known we've been with the Lord. Pray with me now. Father God, we project ourselves towards your throne of grace on this Testimony Tuesday. And in spite of all the obstacles and the difficulties of this life, the situations and the circumstances that we face day in and day out, the mishaps, we come with a testimony. Because it's Testimony Tuesday in our lives. And our first testimony this morning, Lord, is that you woke us up in due time. It was nobody but you, Lord. And in the midst of it, dear God, we had the activities of our limbs. We had the rightness of our minds. So we come on this Tuesday morning to say thank you. I know some of us, dear God, including myself, life is treacherous. I know it's difficult. I know that we have hardships, but dear God, we come with a testimony on the tip of our tongues to let you know that we're yet leaning and depending upon you as our God. And that's our testimony, is that we're thankful that you're our God. And we're yet leaning and dependent upon you. As we pray now the belovedness of your Son, Jesus Christ, our Lord and our Savior. Amen.
WBQP wishes everyone a happy Juneteenth. From the station that cares. WBQP salutes the spirit of America, celebrating 250 years of freedom. Happy birthday, USA!
WBQP goals are to inform, to inspire, to educate, and to entertain. The station that cares. The voice of the Black community. Your information station.
Station that cares.
WBQP TV and radio. The station that cares.
Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the show. It's a beautiful day out there, and let's get you caught up on everything.
It's time for Mornings with Vernon. Yeah. Yeah. Get up now. Come on now. Get up. For Mornings with Vernon. Get up now. Let's go. Get up now. Turn it up now. 1, 2, 3. Let's get it out.
All right, y'all. Good morning. Good morning. It's Morning with Vernon. Morning with Vernon this morning. Good morning, everybody.
Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the show. It's a beautiful day out there, and let's get you caught up on everything.
That's right. That's right. Let's get up caught on everything this morning. I want to say good morning to everybody. Miss Pruitt up in St. Louis, Missouri, with her coffee this morning. I want to say good morning to her. And I want to say good morning to everybody that's listening to the show this morning. And if you're on social media, y'all need to do what you do. Mr. Alan Young, good morning. And also Miss Lois Bless Pruitt. She always talking about it, a terrific Tuesday, Testimony Tuesday. We got everything going on this morning. And so Get your coffee. Hey, look here. See the bottom of that cup there? It's gone. It's out of here. Cup is gone. So I know 1 cup a day. Yep, that's what I need. 1 cup a day. All right, y'all. Good morning, everybody. Good morning. We're just hopefully gonna be talking a little bit about what's going on in the news this morning. And so let's get right into what's happening in the news this morning. Okay, here we go. Well, I thought I had my news. You know what I did not do this morning? I did not prepare. Where's my news? Where is my news that I can use subject matter here that I can get into with my, here it is. Here's my morning news graphics this morning. Sure is. And I don't know why I didn't put it into my thing. But anyway, good morning, y'all. Here we go. Good morning.
Can you believe it's Tuesday already, Vernon?
Oh,
Vernon?
Not only that, Vernon has news you can use, so listen up.
All right, y'all. Good morning. In my newscast this morning, we're gonna go ahead and start off with some news that's affecting us directly here in Northwest Florida, y'all. Yeah, we're gonna talk about the school districts this morning already. This morning, y'all. As you know, and I know, the school's been losing money and been losing students. And so they're trying to get the students back on board. Yeah, they're trying to get students back on board in Pensacola. And so we got school, school superintendent this morning. He saying that the enrollment has been really down in the Escambia County. In fact, even right across the state, but they say that the number is down to around 6%, y'all, and they're trying to get that back up. So they need the parents' help and so forth. This year's, they said they got a budget for about 33,000 students, which is probably about 300 students less than what they had last year. And so Superintendent Keith Leonard said that the data that the state's been keeping up in the last 5 years shows that not only is Escambia County down, also they're down in Okaloosa County and down in Santa Rosa County, and probably as a result of that voucher program where they can take their money and take public money and fund private schools. So what kind of sense does that make? I don't know. The problem with it is they say that when the money leaves the school, the money doesn't come back when the students come back. You know, some teachers, some parents decide they want to homeschool their kids, and I think they still get the voucher because they homeschooling their kids. I don't know, but if I've been president, I make it mandatory that all children needs to be in some form of school, not only for the actual formalized learning, but also for the as well as the socialization, so they can learn socialization skills and so forth. Okay. All right, let's go into the next story here. This lady here, she was in charge with hitting and cutting 2 students with a broken metal broomstick, y'all. 29-year-old woman, she was arrested yesterday for hitting and injuring 2 children with a metal broomstick. Okay, metal broomstick. Her name is Carla Mason. She's facing charges of aggravated child abuse and resisting arrest. So she was booked into the Escambia County Jail on those charges. This just happened over at Oakwood Terrace apartment. According to the sheriff's office, Miss Mason was hitting 2 children with a broomstick when it broke, and then she repeatedly continued hitting them with the broken broomstick, which caused a wound to the leg. And the broomstick was made out of metal. She broke metal on it. Oh, you are in trouble. They didn't say what the ages of the kids was, but you'll hear a little more about that story as we go along. Okay. Speaking of kids and stories and everything, your Attorney General, I think he's Attorney General James Uttermouth. I call him Uttermouth. Okay. He's suing TikTok, y'all. And I know you saying that's not right, but it's actually TikTok. Because people call it TikTok and everything. That's what Trump called it, TikTok. But anyway, he's suing TikTok. He's saying that TikTok and the social media platforms are violating Florida state law by targeting minors and misleading parents about the children based on TikTok. And so stay tuned for that story because according to him, they saying that they're accusing TikTok of allowing children under 14 to create their own account and allowing 15 and 16-year-olds to do so without their parents' consent. And so they filed that lawsuit saying that it's violating Florida Deceptive and Unfair Trade Practice Act by deceiving parents by safely and the appropriateness of the contents for their children. So mark that story. You're gonna hear a little more about that, but get the details, y'all. Get the details from whatever news source that you usually get. I don't get a lot in details on these stories. All right, the next story here, y'all, if you will, is the headline dealing with it is dealing with this Niceville woman. She's saying that weeks after she had a near fatal stroke, she credited Angel's quick actions for her survival. Okay. Now, so much time and money had gone into a lot of events. And so two of her friends would set aside that time for their quick action that became her Angel and helped save her life. But you hear that, I guess that's a good story. So Suzanne, I think her name is Suzanne Breckenridge, and a friend of 30 years made a drive from Niceville to Pensacola to help Stacy raise her daughter and daughter-in-law, and they stayed with the party. But anyway, it's a feel-good story, y'all. It's a feel-good story. I'm not gonna get all into the details of this story, but you read about it. That this story here has something to do with making people feel good. Let's go on to another story here before I run out of time. This California man, right? This California man, he got 17 and 1/2 years in prison, federal prison, for meth conspiracy tied to Pensacola. Okay, 33-year-old, I can't call his name, is El Candido, I guess. But anyway, he's a California man. Prosecutors saying that he had been sentenced to 17 and 1/2 years in federal prison for multiple meth trafficking conspiracy charges that took place. Let that be a lesson to you. But anyhow, law enforcement officer stopped him on the interstate. Remember I told you, if you're gonna do time, you're gonna do crime, you might do the time, but if you're gonna do the crime, at least obey the speed limit. So that would get him caught every time. But anyway, he was pulled over on Interstate 15 out in California, y'all, after they did some surveillance on him, and then they pulled him over for a traffic stop, and they discovered all this meth and so forth. But he has ties here excuse me, in Pensacola. But anyhow, it's just gonna move on from that story into the next story. The next national news story. I know you heard about this story here out in California at Edward Air Force Base. A B-52 Air Force jet. You know, what the B-52 is one of the biggest bombers and the biggest aircraft in the Air Force fleet, and 8 people is presumed dead in that crash yesterday that took place after it was taken off in Andrews Air Force Base. And so it is assumed way the damage or there's probably are no survivors. That there was eight crew members on board of that B-52. The B-52 is a huge aircraft, and they called it Strata Fortress, the B-52 Strata Fortress, and so it's a huge aircraft, and it created a whole lot of smoke as a result of black smoke, everything. So if you look at that, alrighty, y'all. Pensacola. No, let's talk about the Strait of Hormuz, y'all. You know, the president is talking about a deal. I think he's being played for a sucker by Iran, if you ask me, but nobody asks me anything. But they say, but even if they did do a deal with the Strait of Hormuz, it would still take months for that oil to start flowing. And so we're waiting to see how long this deal is. And if you're looking at the news, you see that Obama's saying that the deal they making is probably less than what he made back when he was president. And if definitely not going to be any better deal, because Trump tore up the deal that Obama made when he came in his first presidency, and so forth. All that the oil prices have been dropping, y'all, but don't be bamboozled about this, okay? If they're gonna jack the price of oil up twice the amount and then drop it down 1/4 the amount, you're still losing, because originally you were paying a lot less for the gas before the war started, but now you have people paying more for the gas after the war started. Now you tell me who's bamboozled here, okay? And so I don't know. But anyway, let's move on. Let's move on to the next story here, which involving your boy what's his name? Kanye West. You know, Florida leaders urging that Kanye, I guess he called it Ye or whatever his name is now, but anyhow, Kanye West, people better known as, concert halting and raising free speech and taxpayers questions. Now, what do they mean about that? Okay, what do they mean about that? Anyway, they got a bipartisan group of Florida leaders is urging officials to halt an upcoming concert that is planned by the Kanye West folks in Tampa. They saying that they concern over the his history of anti-Semitism statements and so forth. So, Kanye, you got troubles ahead, boy. You're a little eccentric yourself, but I don't know. Sometimes maybe you bring it on yourselves. I don't know, y'all help me. This next story here. This is in the local news. This is over in Santa Rosa County. They trying to break ground here for a Milton warehouse expansion. If you've been to Santa Rosa County lately, over in the East Santa Rosa County, East Milton area there, they begin to produce a pretty good little industrial complex over there. So they're breaking grounds over there for another warehouse that's coming on Industrial Boulevard over there. They say this warehouse is going to be about 6,000 feet, and they're going to hold food storage and and then they're going to increase the capacity some by 50%. It also going to be featuring commercial kitchen and training spaces and stuff like that. So I guess that is good news for folks over in Santa Rosa County. All right. The next story here, this man here, might be something that's I always thought about, might have been a good thing for technology, but this blind man, he said that Meta will provide him free Ray-Ban Meta glasses to every blind veteran in the United States. Okay. Now these smart glasses are going to help people that has vision problems, will help them. Now, according to the report, Meta, which is on is Zuckerberg, which is on Facebook and so forth, they say that eligible veterans can request a pair of those Ray-Ban glasses. These glasses are expensive. These glasses are $400 or $500 glasses, y'all. I'm telling you. But they're smart glasses, so they should be able to help blind veterans, with their sight, and they can. If you own a pair of metal glass, you know what I'm talking about. But if you're an eligible veteran, y'all check that out. Okay, check that out for people that you know, and that's also in the veterans community. These glasses are something that you probably want to keep your eyes out on. Okay, all righty then. Now DeSantis is urging folks. Announced that I think we talked about this yesterday. He's talking about a crackdown on Medicaid fraud in Florida. So if you're going to be affected by that, keep your eyes out on that story as well. So he just talked about it, I think yesterday, in a news conference, that they're going to start screening for Medicare providers so they can be able to detect fraud and so forth. And folks in Minnesota are having a real issue with that issue up there with fraud. So they said nearly 4 million people in Florida and that has filed fraudulent claims and for Medicaid. So anyway, just keep your eyes out on that story as well. Lindsey Graham, y'all, bless his heart, sweetie. Hey, Lindsey. He's so flip-floppy. Now he's saying that he got doubts about the U.S. Rand deal. He said, well, time will tell. I do agree with it, Ramsey. I mean, what's your name again? Lindsey, sweetie. Yep, I said it. Yeah, I said it. Anyway, y'all, the California governor, y'all, which I thought should have been president, and he's probably running for president in 2028. And he should have ran for president, in my opinion, in 2024, when they should have opened it up for Democratic rule instead of running Kamala. They should have ran him, somebody that we knew that could have won. Yeah, I said it. I love Kamala. She's a black woman, but she was not electable, y'all. She was not electable. When I always said this, when America did not elect a white woman for president, you know damn well they're not going to elect a black woman for president. So we have to always look out. We have to always take the lesser of the evil. So in this case, Gavin Newsom would have been the very next best choice, in my opinion, about it. But anyway, moving on to the news about Newsom. He and Trump has been going tit for tat, and I like Newsom because you know what Newsom does that no other candidate do, that he get down in the mud with that pig called Trump. And the only way we can get that pig out of that mud is that we're going to have to get in that mud and try to wrestle him out of that mud. We're not going to sit on the bank with some corn in a bucket, shaking and talking about, here, pick it, come on out. You're not going to do that. In order to get that pig out of that mud because he's enjoying it, you got to get in that mud and get him. So apparently, Mr. Newsom is willing to get in the mud, y'all. He's willing to get in the mud. And so that's a man after my own heart. But now Trump is trying to staffer his opportunity to become the candidate president. He investigating. He's sickened his Justice Department on him. So California Governor Gavin Newsom said Monday that he and his wife is under investigation from the Department of Injustice. It ain't justice no more. They're gonna name the Department of Defense the Department of War. So certainly they can rename the Department of Justice to the Department of Injustice. So Department of Injustice is investigating the United States largest state, one of the largest states, governor, which is Gavin Newsom. All righty, y'all, let's move on to the last story I think I'm going to talk about here today is in New Jersey. ICE is on a meltdown again in New Jersey. Somebody over in New Jersey, y'all, somebody in New Jersey hit an ICE agent yesterday. They got a suspect on Monday that says allegedly struck an ICE agent with his vehicle during an apprehension attempt. And so I don't know how that all turned out, but there was somewhere in a little township of Stanford, New Jersey, and when all of this happened. So you're gonna hear a lot more about it as time go by, because you got a lot of anti-ICE protesters. They always gathered outside of Delaney Hall, which they saying that the folks there have an ongoing hunger strike because of the poor conditions and the poor treatment that they have to endure in that facility, y'all. So a lot of good stuff in the news, a lot of stuff that we wasn't able to talk about. How the crazy things that Donald Trump is doing on the G7 summit, how creepy he looks at Macron's wife and how he hides his hand, because that hand, he usually try to grab people and shake their hands and not turn it loose. But now this time he trying to, I guess it's hide his creepy hand. Something wrong with that boy. I keep telling y'all, something is wrong with that boy. A lot of other things that we did not get to today. Also be able to check your lottery tickets and so forth. So, all right, y'all. I tell you, that's it. This has been some of the news stories, y'all. News stories that we've been doing here at WBQP. Now, I did install some other new features here, y'all, that I want to get to today. We got features such as traffic. I want to talk to you about do the traffic story for you this morning. I got my girl. She want to do her traffic report, and also we got a sports report coming in. But number one, I want to start off with the motivational issues, okay, and then we'll come back with the traffic and the sports. Okay, y'all stay tuned. Okay.
The greats think differently. The greats see differently, right? The greats have a different worldview. The greats, they approach the game in a totally different way. So I need you to do me a huge favor. I need you to think about what you're thinking about when your effort is low. Because if you can get this, you can get any success you want in life. You can have anything you want in life if you can get this. The next time you give a low effort, right? You give it 70% or 50% or 30%. I want you to think about what you're thinking about when your effort is low. If your effort is low, you're probably not thinking about the opportunity. You're probably thinking about the obligation. And when you think about E.T., how you stay pumped up. E.T.'s how you stay on fire. E.T., how you always driven, even in the midst of trials and tribulations, even in the midst of your haters, when people try to break you and tear you down. E.T., how you stay strong. I keep thinking about the opportunity. Every single day, I'm thinking about the opportunity, and I'm not looking at this thing as an obligation. I'm not looking at this thing as something that I have to do, or that I'm forced to do, right? Something that somebody's making me do. Every time I wake up, I'm thinking, I'm alive, baby. This is the day. This is an opportunity. If you want what you've never had before, if you want to do what you've never done before, if you want to be what you've never been before, change your mentality. And I want you to see that effort goes up when you look at it as, I got an opportunity of a lifetime. But you should be excited about the fact that you have an opportunity.
Good morning, Vernon. Hope you had a great weekend. This is your WBQP TV traffic report for Monday, June 15th, 2026. Current traffic conditions. Traffic is flowing smoothly on I-10 eastbound and westbound from Pace Boulevard to I-110. Traffic flow is moderate, with an estimated travel time of approximately 15 minutes. Traveling from I-110 to Scenic Highway, traffic flow remains moderate, with an estimated travel time of about 18 minutes. US 98 eastbound from Pensacola to Gulf Breeze is experiencing heavier than normal traffic and some congestion this morning. Drivers are advised to use caution and allow extra travel time. The estimated travel time will exceed 16 minutes. US 98 westbound from Gulf Breeze to Pensacola is moving a little lighter, with an estimated travel time of 17 minutes. And remember, watch out for the Gulf Breeze speed trap. On Scenic Highway from the Bay Bridge to I-10, traffic flow is moderate, with an estimated travel time of 24 minutes. 9 Mile Road and Pine Forest Road to University Parkway are experiencing light traffic flow, with an estimated travel time of 12 minutes. Traffic alerts. No major accidents have been reported at this time. Construction crews are active near I-10 and Davis Highway. Drivers should use caution in school zones and construction areas. Expect heavier afternoon traffic near downtown Pensacola and the Pensacola Beach access routes. Reporting for WBQP TV Traffic Watch, I'm Kayla. Now back to you, Vernon.
WBQP goals are to inform, to inspire, to educate, and to entertain. The station that cares.
It's Tuesday. Get in the swing of things with Morning with Vernon.
All right, y'all, let's get into the swing of things. Good morning, everybody. Good morning. I got before we go to, we're going to have some other good stuff this morning. We're going to have Shakita coming in at about 7:30 time frame. If the creek doesn't rise, okay? I say if the creek doesn't rise, you be here. We're going to be talking about job with a scammer with the ECUA. We're going to have Mr. Jerry McIntosh coming on board, talking some stuff with us this morning. We're going to have the Pensacola update at 8 o'clock with Mayor D.C. Reed, or with the Assistant Administrator, Mr. Cliff Collins. They're going to be on board with us this morning. In about 8:30 time frame, we'll be talking to Dr. Isaac Williams, which is the pastor of the True Vine Baptist Church downtown. He's running for school board this morning. All right, but before we do all of that, I need to go ahead and do a commercial break. But when we come back after the commercial break, we'll be talking to you.
It's time for Mornings with Vernon. Yeah. Yeah. Get up now. Come on now. Get up. For Mornings with Vernon. Get up now. Let's go. Get up now. Turn it up now. 1, 2, 3. Let's get it now.
The State Farm Personal Price Plan helps you create an affordable price just for you. Call State Farm agent Arthur Searcy for your personal price plan today.
I remember these. Will I have the money to send my kid to college? That's specific. How long has that been there? 7-letter word for a bank that helps you reach your goals.
Synovus. Order for Synovus?
Thank you.
Are you Synovus?
Yes.
Are you gonna ask or should I?
A solid financial future doesn't happen by chance. Let's talk about your potential today.
Since 1951, we've been here for our local community, creating pathways to care. We meet you where you are, with trusted doctors in convenient locations throughout the area. Baptist Healthcare, here for you then, now, and always.
Need a new outfit for a special occasion? Look no further than Viola's Men's Apparel. Viola's has been providing the latest styles and accessories in Pensacola for over 20 years now. We have clothes for every occasion, and we offer consultations and group discounts. You can trust that our care, quality, and class will be unmatched. Viola's Men's Apparel, for all of your menwear needs.
Joe Morrison Son Funeral Home has been in business since 1913. Hi, I'm David Hawkins, the owner of Joe Morrison Son Funeral Home, saying we are a full-service funeral home. We offer pre-need funeral planning. We have a newly remodeled chapel and conference facility. Stop by and see us today. We have 9 vehicles, all waiting to service you. At Joe Morrison Son Funeral Home, we appreciate your stopping by. On behalf of all of our family here at Joe Morrison Son Funeral Home, thank you so much for allowing our family to serve you.
Keep growing.
Remember where you came from. It's the foundation of who you are.
Show up for others.
That's been our approach at Pen Air for 90 years. Pen Air Credit Union, 90 years strong.
What is your story? It may take time to find it. You may even question if you have one worth telling. But when all seems lost, your story finds you. Because you don't need permission. Just a place. And we'll be waiting. The American Black Film Festival. Everyone has a story. Yours belongs here.
WBQP salutes the spirit of America, celebrating 250 years of freedom. Happy birthday, USA!
I'm Dr. Isaac Williams, and I'm running for School Board District 3. Our community is asking for change, and I agree. District 3 deserves change. District 3 deserves a representative who will listen, communicate, and stay connected to the community. Our students need every opportunity to succeed. Our teachers need support, and our community and parents need a voice. I've spent my time as a servant leader in the Marine Corps, as a pastor, as a community activist, and I'm prepared now to serve District 3 on day 1. And I will be honored to earn your support and your vote on August 18th. God bless you. God keep you.
So what day is the meeting? Fun day.
With daily draw games starting at $1, every day shall henceforth be known as Fun Day.
Every day's Fun Day with Pick Games, featuring drawings twice a day. The Florida Lottery. It's good fun.
Choosing the right school is one of the most important decisions you'll make for your child. At Jacqueline Harris Preparatory Academy, we provide a safe, supporting environment where students grow academically and personally. With strong core instruction and unique programs, students gain confidence, creativity, and real-world skills. At JHPA, we live by our motto, enter to learn, depart to serve. Enroll today and prepare your child to soar.
This is Prayer Perspectives by J.O. Gatson on your WBQP.
Hi, this is J.O. Gatson of Emmaus Baptist Church, Pensacola, Florida. Today is Testimony Tuesday, and we've come to pray over ourselves. One book said that we should saturate ourselves in prayer every day, that men and women, boys and girls would have known we've been with the Lord. Pray with me now. Father God, we project ourselves towards your throne of grace on this Testimony Tuesday. And in spite of all the obstacles and the difficulties of this life, the situations and the circumstances that we face day in and day out, the mishaps, we come with a testimony. Because it's Testimony Tuesday in our lives. And our first testimony this morning, Lord, is that you woke us up in due time.
Upside
down. It was
down.
nobody but you, Lord. And in the midst of it, dear God, we had the activities of our limbs. We had the rightness of our minds. So we come on this Tuesday morning to say thank you. I know some of us, dear God, including myself, life is treacherous. I know it's difficult. I know that we have hardships, but dear God, we come with a testimony on the tip of our tongues to let you know that we're yet leaning and depending upon you as our God. And that's our testimony, is that we're thankful that you're our God. And we're yet leaning and dependent upon you. As we pray now in the belovedness of your Son, Jesus Christ, our Lord and our Savior. Amen.
Hi, Vernon. Here's your WBQP weekly weather forecast. Tuesday stays unsettled with a 60% chance of thunderstorms throughout the day. Expect a high near 84 degrees and a low around 75. By Wednesday, storm chances increase. We're looking at a high of 84 degrees, a low around 79, and an 80% chance of thunderstorms. Thursday continues with partly cloudy skies, a high near 84 degrees, a low around 78, and a 50% chance of scattered thunderstorms. And we wrap up the week on Friday with a high of 85 degrees, a low around 76, and a 60% chance of showers. Overall, expect hot temperatures, high humidity, and a daily chance of showers. This is Cheryl Mulrain, and that's your weekly weather forecast on WBQP TV.
The voice of the Black community. Your information station.
Station that cares.
WBQP TV and radio. The station that cares.
It's time for mornings with Vernon. Yeah. Yeah. Get up now. Come on now. Get up. For mornings with Vernon. Get up now. Let's go. Get up now. Turn it up now. 1, 2, 3. Let's get it out.
Microphone on, and it would help. Morning, y'all. Morning with Vernon. It is 7:30 time frame, y'all. And guess what happened at 7:30?
Morning at 7:30 on Tuesday, and this is WBQP TV. Our top story today, a major announcement regarding jobs from the ECUA. And welcome to Job Opportunities with Chiquita Payne. Join us every Tuesday morning at 7:30 for the latest openings, only on WBQP TV.
Hi, I am Chiquita Payne, and here are the job openings for today for ECUA.
Good morning, Miss Chiquita Payne.
Good morning.
How are you doing this morning?
I'm doing wonderful. How are you doing today?
Nothing to complain about, sugar. Nothing to complain about. How were your week?
Not bad at all. Very busy, of course, as always, but that's a good thing.
Well, very good. Very good.
Yes.
What we got on the job scene for today?
So, of course, we always are looking for mechanics. So we do have our fleet mechanic position that we're always hiring for. So if you have any type of experience working on vehicles, heavy duty equipment, any type of mechanical experience, take a look at the jobs that we have open right now. For our fleet mechanic position, that position does start out at $18.63 an hour. But depending on your experience, you can come in the door with a little bit more than that. So again, just take a look at that. If you have ASE certifications, you can definitely come in with a little bit more. For each ASE certification that you have, you can get up to 25 cents per hour in addition because of the ASE certifications that you have. So again, mechanical experience, that's what we're looking for. People who have that interest in fixing vehicles, cars, trucks, what have you, small equipment, lawnmowers, whatever the case. Take a look at our fleet mechanic position. We also have a lift station mechanic position that where you're going out in the community and you're working on the different lift stations in the county. We have about 400 lift stations, so you will definitely be busy. You'll definitely have work to do. And of course, they're all starting out as trainee positions, so they're going to show you what you need to do. You just have to have that want to go to work, want to learn, and they'll definitely help you succeed in your career. So to review those positions as well as a few others we have, you just go to our website, which is www.ecua.fl.gov. You would click on careers, then current opportunities, and you'll see those positions as well as a few others.
Yeah. And give them that website again, Sugar.
Sure.
So they don't forget what it is.
Yes, most definitely. It is www.ecua.fl for Florida.gov for government.
Mm-hmm. There it is on the screen, y'all. ecua.fl.gov. Okay. And not only that, if they can go to Career Escarosa if they need help, right?
That's correct. Yes, they will definitely help you with your resume, help you filling out an application. If you have questions, they can help answer the questions or either give me a call. And if you do have questions, you're more than welcome to give us a call at 850-969-3370.
Talk about the benefits of those jobs. You know, not only do the jobs are well-paying jobs, but these are career jobs, right? These are jobs that you can retire from, right?
That's exactly right. And that's how we want people to look at the jobs, as a career, not just a job where you just hop from job to job, but think of it as a career because you can get a great retirement from here. We are a part of the Florida retirement system where our employees are only putting in 3% to their retirement. And ECUA makes a contribution as well. And I say a contribution because we don't do a match 3% for 3%. We actually put in just a little bit more than that for you. So you will definitely have a great retirement. We have, of course, our benefits, dental, vision, and health, medical insurance. And it's all through Florida Blue. We have different webinars and seminars that we have for our employees, just so that way they have all the information that they need, whether it's a wellness seminar for health or financial seminar, just to make sure that you have your, everything in line of how you would like to see for your things for your retirement. And once you're ready to retire, what, options that you have after that. We also, of course, have your vacation sick leave time. New hires will earn 8 hours of vacation a month. Everyone in the company, no matter how long you've been here, earns 10 hours of sick leave a month. Then we have what we call floating holidays, and that's just time that we give you just to take in addition to your vacation time. So we have lots of opportunities, lots of benefits for our employees. We have a tuition reimbursement. So if you're interested in going back to school, we'll help you pay for that as well. So again, take a look at the jobs that we have at ECUA, and also keep in mind to apply for a position at ECUA, you have to go to our website. I know Indeed carries our jobs. However, if you apply through Indeed, we will not get your application. So you will have to go to ECUA's website to apply for a position.
So you can just cut the middleman out, right?
That's right. Just come straight over to us.
Yeah, just when the people like Indeed, don't they charge a fee or something like that?
They do if you have an account, but they also just pick up jobs and post them. And because we don't have an account with them, so a lot of our jobs are always out there. And I get calls from people asking about their application, but they applied through Indeed. Right. So unfortunately, we never got the application. They have to go to our website. So please, by all means, go visit our website. Of course, you can always just put ECUA in Google and it will pop up for you. But again, our website is www.ecua.fl.gov. Once you click on careers, and then you'll click on current opportunities, and you'll see all the jobs that we have open right now.
Yeah, I tell you, y'all got a lot of jobs. I've been listing them here. I've been scrolling them as we go along here. You got utilities, technician, wastewater collection technician, fleet mechanic. You talked a lot about the lift station mechanic trainee jobs, the project engineers, sanitation job, all kinds of jobs here, folks. I tell you, you probably don't want to work if you can't find a job. I'm telling you, job opening. Well, I remember the days, Shakita, that there were some days back not too far in the distant past that you didn't see job opening. Job was hard to come by. So,
right. Exactly.
Yeah. And I'm talking about jobs. I'm not talking about careers. I'm talking about jobs. These are careers.
These are careers, exactly. And of course, if you notice on those, it does say continuous. So what that means is that the positions are open. We're actively searching for people to fill the spots. As soon as the positions are filled, the jobs will come down. So if you're interested in one of these positions, please, by all means, be sure to get your application in, because we're doing interviews as soon as we get, a good number of people to apply. And if, it's something that you're interested in and maybe you miss out, that's what we don't want to happen, is that you miss out on that opportunity. So definitely put your application in for any position that you're interested in. And do keep in mind, as you're applying, you will have to apply for each position that you're interested in. We can't take just one application, because that one application will go for that one job that you clicked on. So you will have to go to each position and put in an application for it.
You need to repeat that again so people can understand that. Sometimes they come in and they got this mindset, well, I got my resume in, but it doesn't work like that. It works if you know what the rules are, and then you know how to follow the rules. So again, for each job, y'all, you hear me? For each job, you got to put an application in for each job, okay?
Right. So for example, if you're looking at our website, we have 2 utility service tech trainee positions open right now. One position is in Region East, which is located here on Ellison Field. The other one is Region South, which is located in Warrington. So if you're interested in that position and you don't care which one you go to, you still have to apply for both positions, because of course they do have different supervisors over them, and you want to be sure that your application is with every supervisor so you have more chances.
Yeah. And what's a utility service technician, Shakita?
So the utility service techs are the guys that you probably see out in our trucks. You probably see our trucks driving them around quite often. They're the ones that are getting out, fixing any water main breaks, pipe issues that we have going on. For example, when they were working on Palafox downtown Pensacola, and they were putting in the new pipelines, those are our utility service tech trainees. Yes.
Okay.
And of course, that position has a career progression. So again, you start out as a trainee. They're teaching you and training you on how to fix the pipes, how to install new services for new homes, anything on that nature. And you have that opportunity to elevate and progress in your career.
All right, now let's put everything in perspective, okay? The lowest paying job that y'all got over at ECU is probably what, about $18 an hour or something like that?
Something like that, yes, sir. About $18.63.
Okay, about $18.63, something like that. Now, okay, I want y'all to put this in perspective. Now, do you know, Shakita? I know you probably far removed from it, but you know what the federal minimum wage is?
I think it's like $7 and something.
Exactly, $7 something for minimum. Now, in Florida, the minimum wage is what, like 14, something like that. What's in Florida? Yeah. So I want you to think about this, folks. A trainee job where you got very little to little experience in. If you went to anybody else's job, they're going to pay you minimum wage, right? So the federal government is saying that they only have to pay you $7 and something an hour for minimum wage. Florida's saying that, well, we're going to do better than that. You're going to get paid $14 an hour. But you go to ECUA, you're going to get at least $18 an hour.
At least, that's right. At least 18.
and plus, you're going to get a career. You're going to get sick leave. You're going to have a job with benefits. Oh, come on. No brainer.
You can't beat it. You cannot beat it.
And that's why we bring this stuff on every every Tuesday.
Yes.
And I have the county on there on every Monday, Shakita. They got a bunch of jobs. I can't get to everybody. The city got jobs. You go to Career Rosa. If you didn't want to work for ECUA, but we cruise for ECUA today though. But if you're crazy not to work for ECUA, I'm telling you, it's you get a state retirement. Oh Lord,
Yes.
come on,
I mean,
come
you
on.
really, honestly, you cannot beat it. We have had people to leave ECUA, but guess what? They come back. They know that we have great opportunities. We have great, benefits. So take a look, give it a chance, because sometimes we also have people who don't know what they want to do. They will apply for things, and once they get into that position, they realize, this is something I like. We have helped you get certifications that you need for the position. A lot of our jobs, because of course we're working with something that's very essential to everyone, water, you have to have certain licensing, state licenses to use, to have in order to do that job. So we help you get those as well. So you cannot beat working for ECUA.
No, you cannot beat working for ECUA. That is the truth. All right, Shakita, there's anything else you want to talk about in terms of jobs this morning?
No, that's honestly all that I have. Again, to look at all the positions that we have, go to our website, www.ecua.fl.gov. Click on careers, then current opportunities, and you'll see the positions that we have open.
All right, give them again, Shakita. Before you leave, I want you to give them that website again, so they'll know exactly where to find these jobs at. Okay.
Sure. It is www.ecua.fl for Florida.gov for government. You click on careers, then current opportunities, and you'll see all the positions that we have open right now.
All right, Sugar. Thank you. Now, y'all, I just want to remind you, y'all, Shakita's on every Tuesday at 7:30, reminding you of what's available jobs and the job opportunities. You can call. They got a phone number they can call, but there's no point in calling when you just get on your computer or your phone, because they're going to refer you right back to the website. So,
Exactly. And once you apply for a position also, you will get an email from us letting you know that we have received your application. And it kind of gives you steps on what's going to take place from here. So you don't even really have to call to check on your application. You can log back into the system to see where your application is and what step. If you're selected for an interview, we'll contact you from there. So,
right.
Yep.
All right. Well, thank you, Shakita. We'll see you next week, right?
Yes, sir.
All righty, y'all. Y'all, that is Miss Shakita Payne of ECUA. If you're looking for a job, give them a call. Go to the website. Thank you, Shakita.
Thank you.
All right. We'll talk to you
Bye-bye.
next week. All right, y'all. Y'all need a job. Get these jobs, okay? This is what I'm all about. This is the community station, community information station. I don't know what any other station gonna encourage you to help you find employment, help you find job, give you the information that you need for your own livelihood. Jobs are vital to your livelihood, and the better the job, the better you are. And not only just a job, y'all. You need a career. You don't need just a job. You need to get a career, something that you can retirement from. I know these young folks, things are changing. They like to go from job to job and hop and all that kind of stuff. But each to his own. But again, I remember I said federal minimum wage is $7 something an hour. It is a crying shame when we elect these politicians to screw us around, basically. Okay, instead of them making minimum wage $21 an hour, something like that, they have minimum wage $7 an hour. Every state in the union have higher minimum wage than the federal government. So I don't understand that. Y'all please help me understand that. But even you don't have to settle for a minimum wage job if you got any skills in the background. Go to these jobs. If you don't have very little skill, apply for these jobs that says trainee. They will train you and pay you to earn a skill, y'all. They will train and pay you to earn a skill. All right, y'all. Let me move on. Let me move on. For we're gonna be talking about some things this morning. I want to hopefully when Jerry McIntosh come on, we're gonna they talked about last week had been in the news. They have been talking about they were not talked about. We're gonna talk about this. They have removed. If you haven't heard, they are removing Chappie James' portrait out of the Pentagon, y'all. If you hadn't heard that, it's something we need to be talking about. Chappie James is America's very first four-star general. This is history, Black history. Now they not only are they removing his portrait, they removed many different portraits of people of color. They removed major leadership. They're not promoting Black women, and they're not promoting even females or Black people, period, in the Pentagon. So that lightweight Pete Hegseth needs to go. That lightweight president y'all call Donald Trump needs to go. Okay, somebody need to invoke the 25th Amendment and soon to get his ass out of there. But better yet, you said, what can we do? You can vote. I can tell you that right now. If you can vote. This November might make a turning point. We can put some checks and balances on that outrageous, out of control presidency right now. So that is your only chance that you're gonna have. I know you say every election, y'all say that's the most consequential election ever. Yes, it is, and it get more consequential every election cycle. So you better get the vote and get the stepping. And if you hadn't checked your voter status, because the Republicans ain't playing around, them bastards are trying to do all kinds of voter suppression so they can maintain power and control to keep this country white control, white owned, white power. Exactly. That's the goal of it, because the complexity of this country is changing, and it's changing fast. That's why they're trying to keep immigrants out of the country. Okay, that's why they're trying to keep immigrants out of the country, because they know that the complexity, they can slow it down, but they're not going to able to stop it. But what they are planning, because they know they can't stop it, they're planning to do what South Africa did. They're going to have a kind of an apartheid state where the minority rules the majority. Okay, and Lord have mercy, they look like they're on track of doing that. So only you can stop this. You need to register to vote. So check your status in your voting status and so forth. So let me get off that white up, because when Jerry comes on, I might be stepping on his toes. He loves to talk about stuff like that, because he's a little more informed on it than I am. I tell you what, everybody's talking about sports now. Got me kind of interested in sports. I've never been interested in sports. Because you know why? Because when I was wanting to play sports, and they told me I was the greatest get back of all time, when I was in high school. So what's the get back? Well, every time I wanted to get on that field, the coach said, Vernon, get your ass back on that bench. Okay. So I went down at the greatest get back. So I kind of lost interest in sports after that. So I don't keep up with it much. But now that the New York Knicks hadn't won a championship since 1973, pulled it off this weekend. Okay, they pulled it off, and now they're the great champion. They're gonna have a big parade for them up in New York. The only game that they lost, the only game they lost in their own hometown was the day that Trump attended the game. Everything he's church turned from sugar to crap, if you will. I want you to watch everything he church that he screws it up, everything. But why people can't see that? Not only does he screws it up, but the people that in his lives that they screw up his life, but yet they can't see. But anyway, let me talk a little bit about sports. I thought throw me a sports report in. Orion wanted to be my sports reporter. So I'm going to give him an opportunity to talk a little bit about sports, y'all. Here we go, Orion.
Good morning, Vernon. Here's what's happening on the Pensacola sports scene. High school sports across Escambia and Santa Rosa counties continue to showcase outstanding athletic talent. Several area football programs are already engaged in summer workouts and team camps as coaches prepare for the upcoming season. Escambia, Pine Forest, Tate, Pensacola, and Booker T. Washington high schools are reporting strong participation numbers as student-athletes focus on conditioning and skill development. On the baseball front, local youth leagues are wrapping up summer tournament play, with several teams advancing to regional competition. Coaches say the increased participation reflects growing interest in youth sports throughout the Gulf Coast region. Meanwhile, Pensacola's sports community remains excited about upcoming college football preparations. The University of West Florida Argonauts continue off-season training with expectations of another competitive season in Division II football. WBQP encourages parents, coaches, and community organizations to submit scores, schedules, and athlete achievements for recognition on future broadcasts. We remain committed to highlighting the accomplishments of local athletes who represent Northwest Florida and South Alabama with excellence both on and off the field. That's your WBQP Sports Report. Stay tuned for more local news, weather, and community information. I am Orion, your WBQP Sports Reporter, and thank you for watching and listening to WBQP, your community connection.
Thank you, Orion. Orion, I want to talk a lot more about local sports. You know, we kind of in the middle of the summer now, but as the football season heat up, high school football and college football and NBA and basketball. I guess that's the NBA. I guess that's basketball. The NFL, I guess, is the football. I'll tell you how much I know about. But you know, I'm a New Orleans. I'm a New Orleans. I adopted the New Orleans Saints, and I don't be throwing no tomatoes at me, because that's what people do when I say about the New Orleans Saints. But I have to tell you a funny story about that before we get into the before we get into the city event. But I'm not a real sports fan, but I'm learning. But I like the paraphernalia that and the colors that the New Orleans Saints get. And somebody bought me a Saint hat one time, and I started wearing it. And then they bought me other stuff. And I tell you, I was so ignorant about sports, I didn't know anything. But when I used to wear that paraphernalia, people used to come up to me talking about who that. And I started looking around. I don't know who that is. Then some way, and then they look at me like I was crazy, and then then they move on. But one guy, I was in Walmart one day, and I started learning who that. He said, "You know what that means?" I said, "No." He said he educated me about New Orleans Saints and who that and so forth. So, but it didn't make a difference because I was still wasn't a sports fan. But what really caught my attention one day, though, I had all of my garbs on, you know, my hat, and my jacket, and everything. I was looking good, and I went to the post office there. And true story, I went to the post office there in Warrenton, and there was a guy. And when I drove up, he was leaning up against the post. He was on his cell phone talking to somebody. And I got out of the car. When I got out of the car, he looked up like, I said, I wonder if he knew me. He looked up like he knew me or something like that. And then when I got out and start walking towards me, whoever he had on the phone said, hold on for a minute. Then this brother looks at me. He said, brother, what happened? And I knew he had to be talking to me about New Orleans Saints. I didn't want to talk to him about New Orleans Saints football. I didn't know nothing about football at all. Nothing, because I couldn't talk to him and tell him about it at all. So I didn't know. And he asked me, he said, brother. And it was on a Monday morning. Never forget this, on Monday morning. He said, brother. What? He was had this hurt look in his eye. He said, what happened, brother? What happened? I threw it myself, man. I said, I don't even want to talk about it. And I went in the post office and got my stuff, and I left. And then when I got home, and I called my son, I guess when I got back in the car, I called my son. I said, son, what happened? Something happened with the Saints. Y'all tell me what happened. He said, Daddy, they blew some kind of a big game that time. And I knew this guy wanted to talk about that. I didn't want to sound ignorant, and then not being able to explain to him to talk to him about football. And I just said, man, I don't even want to talk about it. But anyway, that kind of got me a little interested in a little bit about football. But anyway, y'all, let me move on to the. We got to get to. I got to get to the city here. The city comes home at 8 this morning. I think I got Cliff on this morning. Cliff, are you there this morning?
Sure am. Good morning. How are you, Vernon?
Doing well. How you doing? How you doing this morning, man?
I'm doing well. I can't complain. Yourself?
Oh, I can complain, but what's the point? Okay.
Yeah, I probably wouldn't listen.
Nobody want to hear anybody whine. I don't care what they say and how much they tell you and pretend like they want to listen to you. They don't. And sometimes sometimes people do it just out of courtesy, but no, don't even go there with them. How was your weekend, man?
Weekend was good. I got a lot of work done, cut the grass, and did a lot of yard work around the house.
Are you a Knicks fan or a Spurs fan?
I'm a diehard Texan fan for everything. So Spurs is my team, but it was very disappointing to watch that game and how bad the coach and them coach. So and the players, I mean, they weren't ready for the moment, which is a shame.
Yeah, my brother's also, he lives in San Antonio. He was a Spurs fan as well, so he's a little bit disappointed. But let me ask you, I don't know nothing about football, and that was basketball anyway. But anyway, well, everybody I talked to about it saying that the Knicks was always favored to win. The only reason they lost that game in New York because Trump jinxed them, but they said that the Knicks was always favored to win the game anyway. So, was it? I mean, they were that much better of a team than the Spurs, or what?
No, if you look at the spreads and the records, I'll go with the records first. The Spurs records was by far much better than the Knicks record. Really? I think they won like 62 out of and lost only 20. I forget the total number, but overall the record was better. But then when you look at the Vegas spread, I mean, most of the games came out with San Antonio as the favorite. At least they thought they had a better team. But the Knicks was definitely not a team to sleep on. And that one kid, he pretty much showed it. He had his moment and he delivered 43 points in the final game, bringing it home towards the end. I saw the Spurs would slow down in the fourth quarter. And, they would have a lead and these guys would steadily try to live and die by the three. They would, and that's part of the problem, thinking they could just keep making 3-pointers and it just didn't work out for them. So, all good.
Well, is 43 points, is that a record or something? That's a lot of points for one person in one game, right? No,
that's a lot of points for one person. But
he carried the damn team.
He really did. But he did it in most of the games in the fourth quarter. Even the game they lost, I think he scored like 35 points. Because he was on it, and it's obviously it's a collective effort. The game 4, I think it was, the Spurs had a chance to win it. They were up. They got the ball. Fox decided to run down the court, tried to do a layup, which it's mind-boggling the number of layups they missed. And the dude missed a layup. All he had to do was stop, act like he was going to shoot. He would have been fouled, brought to the free throw line, could have made one of 2 shots, maybe made both of them, and extended the lead. But now they gave the Knicks an opportunity to come back down to the court. They scored, and I think they won it by 1 point. So, it sucks, but that's the breaks. You play and you build up for that opportunity in that moment, and you got to be ready for it when it comes. They definitely weren't ready.
Yeah, well, maybe next year Spurs. This is how they've been doing all along. Have the Spurs been itching up, or have they been a losing team? Because I haven't heard a lot about the Spurs lately until this year.
Well, last year they
exceptional team this year. Or what? What happened?
Well, last year I think was the first year when Wembanyama and I forget how they played out. I mean, they went to the playoffs last year, but they didn't go as far as they went this year. Second year in for Wembanyama. I mean, he's still kind of frail by NBA standards. So I think, you can see some aggressive pushes on his part during the game. He just got to get in the weight room and build up some more muscle. But now the Spurs have, obviously they've always been contenders. I think they had a little drought after Parker and them retired, but for the most part, I mean, they got quite a few championships. Obviously, more than the Knicks, but I got to give it to the Knicks, man. 50-some years, come back, bring a title back to New York. That's a huge thing for the New York fans.
Oh yeah. But let me ask you before you get into the city business, because we're gonna talk. Help me understand the pandemonium after the game. What, to set buses on fire and do crazy stuff like that? What goes on in people's mind with that kind of celebration? Help me understand that. What's the psychology behind it?
Yeah, your guess.
You have any idea?
Your guess is as good as mine on that one. I couldn't understand why would you want to create that type of destruction after a win for your team, your town. I was mind boggled when I watched that stuff, and I couldn't understand it. I mean, that's just reckless, and very sad for the city, to have that kind of destruction. That's just not what you do. But for whatever reason, man, that's seems to be the way some people decide they want to celebrate. Not cool. Yeah. So, man, I'll jump in. Not much on the front for the city right now. I mean, obviously, Baptist is moving along. Josh is really doing a great job managing everything. Like I said, we meet once a week to kind of stay abreast of where we are.
Had the building start coming down yet?
This week they'll start probably. I think depending on weather, I got to double check. But they were supposed to start with the cranes on Tower 1 this week, and then they would go from Tower 1 to Tower 2. And I think, I mean, this is going to be a slow moving thing because this is going to be, you take everything down, you load them up in trucks, and then probably tenants to kind of self-assess, see where we are as it relates to sort of, the debris that we move out, making sure we got everything sort of contained like we said we would do. And if you heard the mayor say it, that's what we hired risk management. And so that's going to be the biggest key for that one. But definitely within the next 7 days, we'll start to see that building sort of fall apart. I'll give you an example. I passed by Fricker yesterday, and the door, the whole wall that was the infrastructure that was built there, it's already torn down. So Fricker's moving along as well, and that project is coming along nicely. So it'll be good to see that one once it's done as well and open up next year. And then last night we had a CRA meeting where we, Councilman Wiggins kind of put a new RFP together. And this is the RFP for after Baptist is demolished. And the intent for this one is to have a company bid on helping the city decide what can go on that 53-acre lot, right? And so the RFP it's two phases. It's phase one is going to be sort of the community engagement phase. Phase two is going to be the development feasibility advisory phase. And the intent here is they're going to work kind of hand in hand. And the distinction between this RFP and the last RFP is that we want to make sure that it's clear to the community that the community engagement piece is just as important as the development feasibility advisory piece, which they are and it should be. I think in the last RFP, I don't think the words were that clear, but we made that clear. We made outcomes a little bit clearer. And then the other piece is to add, what I like to imagine as I was talking to Councilman Wiggins is, let's self-assess. Let's, get to a point, in 30 days, let's look at where we are, self-assess. And the focus is to find out, are we winning or losing? Are we doing what we said we were going to do? and then we make corrections, and then we'll go for another 30 days. So now we're in this 60-day mark, and then we're self-assessing again. And this is to deliver on what the mayor said he was going to do, and that's to deliver something to the people, to be transparent about it, and that's important. Last night I had a couple that was at the CRA meeting, and they've been in all the meetings we had at Baptist. They live in the community. They want to know what's going on. And when they walked out of the CRA meeting yesterday, I walked out to say goodbye to them. And they told me, well, we don't know what just happened in there. And so, I kind of walked them through that process. So they understood it from the lens of somebody because really they kind of new to Pensacola in the sense. I think they've only been here about a year, and they bought a house in that area. But I wanted to make sure they understood it and they understand the journey going forward, because I think that's critical for them, especially as that lot gets developed. And then the final phase for this entire process is phase 3, which will be another RFP, which doesn't exist. It's not even being thought of yet. And the mayor's going to be very deliberate about that RFP and how it's crafted. And the intent for that one is to make sure that phases 1 and 2, one feed phase 3, which is the master developer. And so, we got a lot of work to cut out for us, but you got a lot of people working hard to make this happen and bring this thing to fruition. And it's so important for the people of Pensacola. I think there's a great opportunity to sort of, and these are my words, if you will, connect sort of that western side of Pensacola, District 7, somewhat to downtown. So, if you want to hang out in downtown, you can hang out in downtown. If you want to go to District 7 area, you can go to District 7 area. So a lot of work to be done. Obviously, Palafox is the main road's finished, and I think I heard you talk about it. You still got the side road, so Adrian's done a great job working on that piece of it. And obviously, we're also getting a lot of rain, which is great for us to sort of self-assess.
I didn't. You still there? Cliff, you still there? Cliff.
Stop here. Can you hear me?
Yeah. I know you responded to a text, right? Yeah. I can. If you're still there, and we're trying to do some. I know you're doing some technical things there. But anyway, good morning, Jerry. How you doing this morning? All right. I got. We always confronted with these technical issues. Yeah. We got. Good morning, Jerry. How you doing this morning?
Good morning. Can you hear me?
I can hear you fine.
Hey, you got me now?
Yeah, I got you, Cliff. I got you. Much better, Cliff. Okay. But anyway, good morning, fellas.
Wow, what did you miss there?
I missed everything.
Yes, good morning.
Let's start back at the back. No, I'm just kidding. We didn't miss anything. Only thing when that text came in, that's when everything stopped. When you got that text. But anyway, continue.
Oh, rats. Okay. Well, I do want to emphasize that the key point. This is all about what's good for the people of Pensacola and how does the mayor deliver on what he said he was going to deliver on. And I mean that's our driver. But I did get into Palafox. I don't know if you heard that. Adrian's doing a great job checking out the side roads, which is sort of the next phase of this here. But the biggest thing is we're getting a lot of rain, and that rain is helping us sort of self-assess where we are as it relates to what was done on the main road. And so it's a great opportunity to kind of look at all the stuff and make sure that, the rain is doing what it's supposed to be doing. And, that's going into the drains. And then try to think of what else we got going on. I already talked about the CRA. So this Thursday, we got council meeting. At this meeting is where council should vote on the RFP. Last night, they voted 6-0 in favor of pushing it to the council. So it'll go to council on Thursday. If council approves it, Councilman Wiggins will have his RFP that will go out for bid. That'll be out on the market for about
I think it's 30 days, at which point, the process will begin for companies to apply and, see what services they can provide for the city. So very excited about that and really looking forward to it.
Okay. All righty then. Sound like some great city business going on there. I wanna. Are you finished with all the city business before we get into some other stuff? I got a point.
Yeah, I think that for the city, I think that's all I got to cover today. I really appreciate this opportunity, and as always, and I know the mayor's told you this, and I've told you this, but thanks for what you do for connecting the community and making sure that information is passed to the people in the community. I check in with you often. I heard yesterday you had Commissioner May on. He was a little bit more exuberant this time.
Yeah.
So he's not under the weather, which is good. And then obviously all the advertisements about jobs and opportunities for young people in the city of Pensacola and how they can find a good career, whether it's working for the city or working for Escambia County. I love to see all that. So this is good stuff. Thank you.
We probably need Deidre or somebody to come on and just talk about. I mean, we always talk about the jobs in the county. We always talk about the job at ECUA. I know y'all got equally as many jobs that people want to work for the city of Pensacola. So we need to get a segment on there and talk about the jobs availability for the jobs in the city of. Can you put Deidre or somebody on that project for me, and I can give her a few minutes?
Yeah, I'll get HR on it. Ted's got some folks that maybe Tracy Walsh or Renee. We can get one of them on, and they can kind of highlight sort of the opportunities that we do have in the city, and kind of direct people to the website. But we're always hiring, so yes, most definitely.
Yeah, I would give them a few minutes. I give them a certain day of the week so folks can know when to look for them, and just tell them to get a hold of me, and we can hook that up. Because I think it's important for our community. These jobs are great jobs. The government job, city job, county job, all these, and plus there's many other jobs out in the community as well that are great jobs, and you can't do anything. My daddy had a saying, Cliff, all the time. He said, "Son, I don't know about the next world, but money run this one. So you can't do anything without money. I'll tell you that right now. So, and jobs are one of the things. But let me ask this question, y'all. Jerry, I got you on here too. So I've been upset about this. Y'all know, where I'm finna go, don't you, Cliff? About the damn.
No, I don't know.
Yeah, you do. You probably been listening to me. That light ass weight, Pete Hepseth, whatever this stupid ass name is. They done pulled. I understand that they pulled Chappie James' portrait from the Pentagon. Did y'all hear that? You hear that, Jerry?
Yeah.
Now they're going too damn far. I think they're going too far. Go ahead, Jerry.
I was going to say that they not only doing that, but they are stopping other potential generals and
I know, and promotions,
promotions and all of that. He's a mediocre guy is holding back these professionals that has been in the military for years and have worked their way through the ranks, and they didn't get it. It didn't come easy for them. Both women and black men and black women are now stymied because of him. And it's unfortunate that it seems that Congress and all of those people are paralyzed to talk about these things and to come up with a solution so that they can stop people like Headset from stopping these people from getting promoted and moving on to the next level in their careers. And it's unfortunate.
I know I've been in the military, and Cliff, I know you've been in the military, and we work hard for promotions and stuff like that, and then there you are with somebody like Hep says that in this administration, it just I used to hear these folks talking about reverse discrimination, reverse racism. This if that's not it, y'all tell me what is, okay, Jerry?
Well, if it was reversed, that means somebody was driving it forward, right? And I guess that's what they're doing now. They're driving it forward again. because there was never any reverse discrimination because we didn't have the power to do reverse discrimination. We were never in that kind of position to discriminate against anyone. As a matter of fact, Black people were more in tune to help people get promoted than to, hold someone back because of the color of their skin. And this is the dilemma that we have now, because we have to deal with people like that, who are themselves nothing but what they call DEI, but they are not that person. They are worse. They are the worst kind of person, because if you believe in diversity, equity, and inclusion, then you would make sure that everybody has the opportunity to move forward in life and move forward in their careers and all of that. But these are mediocre people who are afraid, who are incompetent people pretending to be leaders, and it's going to backfire eventually. But the thing about it, I'm just flabbergasted that I don't hear Democrats, who are supposed to be making sure that the issues that like these are driven, and I don't hear them on television. I don't hear them in writing or on social media talking about this, and that's gonna kill the morale of people in the military, except those who they are bringing in, those people who have the potential to be racist and vile and all of that, they are trying to get into the military and put at the very top so they can do what they want to do by putting people on, like they're trying to do. And the vice president, J.D. Vance, they were talking about putting the military on the streets during the elections. That's what is written in this book that's come out, Regime Change. It's in that book. Mm-hmm. Anyway, they were talking about putting the military on the streets, and then they were talking about doing what they did in Israel by beating down the people in Minnesota. About sending a message. But these are the kinds of people now that we have running the country, morons. So that's the unfortunate part of it.
Yeah, and that unfortunately. Cliff, what are your thoughts? You're military man. You know how hard it is to earn a promotion in the military, and then having it be taken away because of arbitrary stuff like that. What are your thoughts, if you will?
Yeah, I think it's a travesty, at least in my mind, the narrative that is espoused sort of publicly and people don't really understand. To your point, it is extremely hard across all services to make it from 04 to 06, which is in the Navy, it's a captain. In the other services, it's a colonel. And then to make it to general rank. In order to make it to general rank, all services have a special board. But even before you get to that special board, you have a process. And I'll just say the maturation process. You have to have had certain opportunities in a particular command job. And in each of those jobs, your journey up that ladder, you have various reporting seniors. So you don't just have like one reporting senior that could be a minority throughout your whole career. You have a diverse group of leaders that look at you, they rate you, and they provide a recommendation to support your promotion. And most leaders take that to heart. And so they take their recommendation for you for either flag or general officer to heart. And then once they do that, then you still have another group of people that's composed of, 1 stars and 2 stars, and then a senior 3-star that sits in the room, and then they look at every single record in great detail, and then they pick the best and fully qualified is what they call it. And so that process, it's not just a one and done, meaning you go in there one day, they grade records, and then they go back in the second day they grade, and they can spend a week in that room. And then finally they'll come out and slap the table. And truly by the time it's done, they've really picked the people that stand out within their field, and they recommend them for promotion to general officer or flag officer. And then once that happens, that leaves each services board, and then that goes to the services. For the Navy, it's called the Chief for Navy Personnel. For the other services, it's usually like their J1 or their G1, whatever service it is. And then from that goes to the secretaries of the services to look at it. And most secretaries realize that this is founded on meritocracy as best as we can get when it comes to meritocracy. And then from the secretary, it goes to SecDef, where it goes to the chairman as well for just a review. It's a courtesy review. And really for SecDef, it's a courtesy review. And from SecDef, it goes to the POTUS, which is when I worked in the White House, that would come to my desk. And then it would go under another scrutiny, not to say that they get it right, but it's back then we just would look at all the records to make sure that there's no adverse information out there on the candidates or anything. And then once that happens, the team that I worked with, we would prepare the paperwork, and then we would send it over to the president in the West Wing. And then at some point, once we get an opportunity for him to have signing, he'd sign that. And the day he signs it, they push it to the Senate, to the Hill. And then once that's done, it goes on that website. And basically now you could say that person's sort of been approved and nominated by the president. They just need to be confirmed by Senate. So it's a lengthy process. And as an example, it takes 20 years to build a colonel or a captain, generally speaking. So from the day you enter service as a commissioned officer, 20 years from that point, that's your journey. And then that's when you start to get looked at, screened for flag. And so when somebody say that it's DEI, it's whatever, everybody went through that detailed process. So this is not like they just pulled somebody from obscurity and said, oh yeah, we're going to make this person a flag officer or a general officer. They did all the tough jobs they need to do for that service, and they were viewed by many people. Plus, when you get to the top, your reputation precedes itself. It's a small circle at the top, so people know you, and they know that's a can-do person who can make things happen. So the way I see it, and to your point on Chappie James, I came in '87, and I was coming in sort of at a point where I think the Navy and a lot of the services were sort of, I would say, sort of pivoted in a direction that would try to ensure people did get a fair shake and a fair opportunity. And I know I've had some great leaders to help me out along the way. And I will say Chappie James was back when it was even tougher back then as far as service goes, and your right to prove yourself was even that much harder. So for a guy like him to go through that entire process, and I think he came in the 60s, and then to go through that entire process and then to make it not just from 1 star, but 1 star to 2 star to 3 star to 4 star, he had to have a lot of people that believed in him. And I think that message resonates. Now, as far as the portrait, I don't know what's going on. I did hear some folks from the inside say that generally speaking in the Pentagon there, if you've ever been at the Pentagon, there's tons of areas where there's just photos everywhere. And I don't mean that in a disparaging way. I'm just saying the walls are filled with photos for historic purposes. And so from what I was told, that the intent is to move it, clean it, and put it somewhere in the Air Force museum somewhere in the Pentagon. Now, that's the narrative that's sort of being shared in there. But obviously, there's other views on what's happening. I don't know the full details. I do know that there's a ton of photos that sort of represent each person's significant journey throughout their career, and it's on display for people to see. And I'll give you an example of how powerful that photo could be. We had a young lady who was working in the Chief of Naval Operations office at one point. She came to visit. We gave her to her daughter, gave her a tour of the Pentagon, and she kind of basically ended her tour in the Chief of Naval Operations office. And as we were looking out the window, basically you looked across the grassy knoll and you had Arlington Cemetery. And her mom was from, I think from Argentina. And she described that she was like, this has been such an amazing tour. And, she said it with an accent. And then she said, it's just a complete display of power, right? Just with everything she saw, she was just enamored by it. And that summed up her trip, and her view of the Pentagon is that her view was a complete display of power. And I thought that was fascinating, and that still resonates with me today. That was like in 2014, 2015. So long-winded answer to your question, but that's kind of how I see it.
Yeah.
No, but people need to understand how things work. And so what you just explained, you did the narrative of how you get promoted and how, what you have to go through. You just think about what Chappie, like you say, Chappie, what he had to go through back then. And people like Benjamin O. Davis, what they had to go through even further back, the chances of getting promoted was almost slim to none to that level of a 4-star general. So, for him to do what he's done, Brown and all of these other guys that was at the top, and the brother that was at the I can't think of his name right now, that was at that ran a lot of the Joint Chiefs of Staff programs. All of these people have been removed from their position and demoted, and many of them just went on and left. And then you think about the brother that was I can't think
about CQ, General CQ.
CQ, yeah.
Brown, General Brown, yeah.
Yeah. And not only that, the guy that was Secretary of State, what was his name? Just that for headset, the black guy. He had got.
Oh, you talking about yeah, I know you're talking about.
Yeah, but
goodness gracious,
and had been spent 30 some years in the military, and to go from him to headset, these kinds of people, because of white privilege, and that's all that was about. And now this racist regime that's there now is removing black people, women. As a matter of fact, some of the top women in the country who was in the military are now have been purged. Not only that, those who was in government, over almost 500,000 black women who was in jobs have been, cut. They gone. Black contractors gone. Under the pretense of these people got promoted because of the color of their skin, and as if diversity and inclusion was a bad thing. So people like him, he definitely need it. But I'm still saying that you're not hearing anything from the Senate. You're not hearing anything from Congress, unless I missed something along the way. Those are the people who should be saying something. Those are the people who should be saying we need to keep the military force diverse and with upstanding morals, so that people won't mind joining the military. Because the only thing you're gonna have joining is these Klans and Nazis and skinheads and stuff like that. And that's going to be bad for the military, because you won't have thinkers there. You're going to have people that's bringing their bias and hatred to bring to bear on the military.
Yeah. Hey, Jerry, we're going to stop for just a few minutes there. We got a guest on, which is a military man in his own right. It is
Dr. Williams.
Dr. Williams this morning. Doc, are you on this morning?
I am. Can you all hear me?
I can hear you, but can't see you. You don't want us to see your face?
I don't need y'all to see my face in the place. I just need to hear me a voice crying in the wilderness. Because I believe we're in the wilderness right now, you all, and that we need a voice to get us out of this wilderness. And y'all, and I'm that representative to get us out this wilderness here in School Board District 3.
Okay. Talk to us about your campaign, if you will.
Thank you all so much for having me. I'm eat, and I think this campaign, because I'm really excited about the opportunity to serve District 3 for Vernon and Bergera, and I can't see your other guests, but I'm excited because the community is asking for change. They're asking for change. And I agree with them. We deserve change, and so our campaign is off to a good start. I'm just excited. I'm trying to think of the word that best encapsulate my stance right now. Is that I give a good example. I was in Lincoln Park this weekend with a fish fry, and I stopped to this. There was a lady on her porch and her daughter, and I pulled up and I stopped, and I said, "Hello, ma'am." I got out my car and I said, "My name is Isaac Williams." I said, "I'm Dr. Williams, running for school board." And the young lady on the porch, she said, "I know you. I've seen you. You're the one that want to make a difference for us, Mama. That's the man. That's him right there, Mama." She saw me on TV on Sunshine. And she was a lady that someone would stand up and want to help make a change for District 3. And so that kind of motivated me. It was she had seen a superstar or somebody, just because she see a voice who would stand up for them. And she said, "We need somebody who would stand up for us and be seen." And so that's who I want to be. I want to be a representative that stand up for District 3. I want to be visible. I want to be accessible, and stay connected to the community.
Okay. All right. Did you got anything else you want to add, Doc?
I was under pressure. I'm gonna be on here with y'all a whole hour, so I got a whole lot. That's it.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, you good. I thought your campaign manager said, "Don't bother him. He's too busy," because I know he got I thought you got a food drive going on today. But yeah, you're both welcome to stay tuned, because we're on this subject. Since you're the military man, okay, and you're a Marine officer, and you know how hard it is to get promoted, and removing all of the shenanigans that's going on right now up in that White House and in this administration, removing people arbitrarily because of the color of their skin, and I know we got laws against that, but yet we're seeing it happen in real time in front of our eyes, and that we probably need to have something done about it. And I'm like Jerry with this silence that the people that we got elected in Washington, you won't hear anything about it. And the point that really upset me, because he's got a Pensacola connection, is General Chappie James removing the first 4-star general in American history portrait from the White House is just totally unacceptable as far as I'm concerned. Okay.
I agree wholeheartedly with you, Mr. Vernon. You're a veteran. You served for many years in the military, so I commend you, salute you for your service. I would not say that there's nobody that's saying nothing in Congress. The Democrats, they are crying loud, but they don't have the power right now. The Democrats are in the minority. They got the Republicans, those MAGA folks. They got the Supreme Court. They have the Justice Department. They have the Senate. They have the Congress. They got ICE. They control everything. And so they are crying out. And you all might not remember this, but as soon as they got into office, this senator from California went out to an ICE detention center to see what was going on. and they slammed him to the floor like he was a rag dog. He was a Hispanic, a senator. And so they've been doing this everywhere. They reckless. They don't care nothing about the law. And so with that, they have been systematic and systemic in removing anybody that's black or woman in office. And the Supreme Court have even given them greater ability to be lawless by saying that get rid of all the congressional black districts. So until we can get some power back, which I'm hoping and praying, which I a lot of people will do a lot of talking, but I'm a super voter. I started voting in 1978, and I have not missed a vote. If we about to lose our right to vote, and it's my desire that we can motivate our people you got to know the power of your vote. If they had just came out and voted for Kamala, all of this would not be here. But a lot stayed home, and then a whole lot of us went and voted for that orange man in the White House. And so, yeah, with that said, now they got a wrecking ball to people of color. They done passed the law. I'm not sure you all aware of it. Right here, DeSantis is wicked, if not wickeder than Trump. They done passed a law in Tallahassee, giving the governor the right that if anybody vote anything that they deem DEI, deem woke, deem against what they said, they have given the governor authority to remove that elected official with the stroke of a pen.
Yeah, as a matter of fact, Doc, we were down there fighting that in Tallahassee a few months ago because what we knew was coming. And you're right. Most people don't know that these things has happened. And on top of that, say, for instance, you've been getting a contract with the city for, say, 25, 30 years. Now that can be, somebody, if under this new law, someone can come and challenge that contract under the pretense of diversity, equity, and inclusion, because most people don't even know what DEI means. They ain't even looked it up.
Right.
Yeah, so and woke, they don't even know what woke means. That's the opposite of being asleep. But to us, woke meant getting your knowledge. Making sure you know what's going on.
Know your history.
History, right? So these things that they are trying to turn on his head, and this guy Rufo said that they were going to tie everything negative to anything that was positive for Black people. And when they started attacking this sister on the book, the 1619.
Yes.
My mind went blank. I got a book and read it 100 times. But anyway, he said they were going to everything that was positive that Black people always use, they were going to make it a negative. And then I heard Black people talking about, yeah, woke is, we can't talk about woke. We can't talk about DEI. I'm like, dude, it was a song years ago before Harold Melvin and the Blue Note called Wake Up Everybody. It was another song called Stay Woke.
Yeah.
It was in the 60s, everybody was talking about staying woke. Don't go to sleep. Don't fall asleep on these issues. So everything that we have our cultural awakeness is being turned on its head. Vernon,
can I say this real quick?
Go ahead,
Jerry, and you are so spot on. We are right back in 1964. Because before everything, with everything that the civil rights era fought for, with the stroke of a pen and with a clown in the White House, and with this Eric Miller, I forget it's the Miller guy, whatever that name.
Stephen Miller.
Stephen Miller. They have took that Project 25 and turned the clock back to the Jim Crow era. Everything this is the beginning. Unless we can break this fever We got to somehow, and I know prayer, I'm a praying man. I still believe that God superintend the activities of the universe. He allows us to do what we can do. And then when we can't do it, he'll intervene. And I'm just proud for that. We can get our people woke. We can get them motivated and say, listen, we got to get involved again. Otherwise, our grandchildren, I'm okay what they do. I can survive. I've been through it. I've been through segregated school. I've been in the military when they act all stupid, walking on the opposite side of the street, can't walk together. We done got rid of all that crap. But it's all coming right back. And we got a whole lot of people that look like us who go along with it. I sit beside a person the other day who said he's voting that he's a Republican. I'm saying, yeah, but I said, Doc, I didn't know he was a Republican. He told me. See, but when he said it, Doc, how can you support a party who doing everything you can to criminalize just being black? And so we have to get involved again. And we got to do that.
Right. Going back to what you said, the civil rights bill has been stripped. What we fought for in the 60s is about gone. Affirmative action, gone. The quota system, they started with the quota system in 1978, gone. Now diversity, equity, and inclusion, gone. Section 2 of the Voting Rights Act, gone. Section 4 and 5, which was the pre-clearance, where no one could move polling place unless it went through the Justice Department. All of that's gone. Other day, Carmela Anthony, a young man who was sentenced to 35 years by an all-white jury. He didn't have jurors of his peers. It was all-white juror that, going back to the days when all-white jury would exonerate murderers, but cause Black people to be lynched. These kinds of things that are taking place right now is something that we're going, that to me, that the Congress, the Democrat Congress people, I know you said they been speaking, but they're not speaking loud enough, Doc. Because they should be louder. Yeah, this like you said, it's a cry in the wilderness here. This here, we have to make sure that they know that we're not going to sit back and allow this to happen. And they should not be sitting back because it's going to only help their cause in getting reelected. But if that's the case, then they don't really need to be there if they're not doing what they're supposed to do.
Jerry, you had a question for me?
Yeah, I was just gonna say that you were saying that these was protected. There were protections in place. It was at one time to make sure that people got promoted and all of that. But during this regime, they are removing all those protections. They are setting up a separate military on the streets of this country through ICE, who should never be on the streets of any major city. They supposed to be border patrols. And most people done miss that. They are not supposed to be in the cities nowhere, but they have brought these people in and they are hiring more and more. They just got another $70 billion. They already had over almost $200 billion. And the House and Senate passed another $70 billion for them to hire even more to put on the street, to harass people, to do their dirty work and damage for this administration and this regime, under the pretense that they are looking for illegal immigrants. Illegal immigrant is not a felony. It is a misdemeanor. That where people are supposed to go to, have a chance to go to court. And that's why they were trying to suspend habeas corpus so that they, could just round up people and not care who they are. And there have been American citizens round up, put in cages, and come to find out that they were American citizens. But then they set them out, put them out on the streets with no money, no nothing to get them home. So these are the kinds of things that are happening because they're what they call flooding the zone so that people won't know which way to look.
Yeah, unfortunately. But that we still got one facet of hope in which is a slight one, but I don't see why more of these are not being challenged in the legal system, in the courts, Jerry, because that is one at least slim hope that we have, because all this stuff is obviously illegal, like the law that DeSantis passed. That's an unlawful law. Somebody, I don't understand why the groups are not taking these to court. Maybe they are. We just hadn't gotten to, because the court system is a slow process. I understand. So.
But you're right. It's a slow process, and it's too slow, especially when it comes to issues like that. But you got a Supreme Court that acquiesces everything this regime is doing, because Roberts for 40 years have said that we didn't need we didn't need civil rights, we didn't need the Voting Rights Act because it was discriminatory. Trump said that the civil rights bill hurt white people in this country. And so they are going headlong, like Doc said, with this Project 2025. I remember when we was going to different churches telling people about Project 2025. People didn't believe it. They didn't believe that all these things was going to take place. And I tried to tell them, this is an action plan. Once it comes out your head and put on paper, it's an action plan. Somebody intend to implement it. It's 929 pages of everything that they want to overturn. When they went into Venezuela, if you go to page 187 of that book, it talks about that. It talks about Venezuela and removing, and taking power. It talks about all these other countries that they want to take over, like Cuba. But they're not telling you that there is thousands of people dying in Cuba every day in hospitals because they don't have electricity. Their grids are down because we shut the oil off and put an embargo around Cuba now. It's people suffering and dying because of this curse that we got in the White House.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Doc, you got any comments to follow with that?
Man, you all are spot on, sir. And I just hope and pray that this will be the year that we'll begin to break that curse. And I my hope last time, and I got fooled badly, that I did not think that the white woman will go along with a convicted felon and all of that. But that's who put Trump back in office along with all them clowns. And so I don't have no trust in the majority of the ones who I thought that would have done that. So it's gonna be back to us. They go back to work and do what we need to do. We had black folks, which I'm so disappointed with, that helped put him back in. We got Hispanics put him back in. We got all these people who put him back in, and now they talking about a whole one second. They talking about that ain't what they voted for.
Yeah, well, you're right. The Hispanic vote went up for Trump.
Yeah,
because they thought, they were going to be protected because he was saying, "Oh, we just only going to deport criminals." And they didn't realize that it's illegal to be in the country. Illegal, you know what I'm saying? But it wasn't a felony. It's not a crime. It's a misdemeanor. You go to court and they send you back, to your homeland or wherever. They're not even sending people back to their homeland. They got these black sites over in Ecuador and other places where they are sending innocent people, and and putting them in prison so they'll have to work the rest of their life. They're never going to see the light of day again, some of them, because they call them gang members because somebody have a tattoo. Well, that could be, some of us who have tattoos, I don't have one, but I know a lot of other people got tattoos. So are they gang members because they got a tattoo? No, they just like tattoos. So
they got these what I call concentration camp right here in the United States where 3 people done died in them, and they ain't got no accountability for what happened to them or anything. 3 right here in the United States. They got these concentration camp that they call them detention centers that are horrific. And so they ain't gotta send them all the way overseas. They locking them up right here, and nobody can come and check on them anything. This is not America, y'all. We got to get this thing back on track. And that is what I want to say.
But speaking on that, Doc, the Congress people who have the authority to go into anywhere are being blocked, and they are paralyzed because of this administration, and Johnson, who is the Speaker of the House, and Thune, who is the head of the Senate, who is the majority leader in the Senate. They are acquiescing with everything this administration says. But when it turns? Are they gonna still do the same thing? Are they still gonna say, "Oh, we shouldn't say anything because Republicans did it when we was in the House, so it's nothing." No, they're not gonna say that. They're gonna go to every media outlet in the world to try to make sure that their voices are heard. And that's what I'm saying about the Democrats. You don't have to go to these big conglomerates all the time to get your word out. There's social media. There's media like what we're doing now, where people, on local level can hear what's going on because they are not a lot of time in tune to what's happening, or they are not catching the news. And a lot of people don't even want to hear what these big conglomerate news people got to say anymore because they know they are rotten to the core.
Yeah. The only hope we have, Jerry, I think, and y'all bear me out if you will, and maybe not, but I think the only check and balance that we got to hope for is in this November. We hopefully we can vote enough people in to the Democratic Party to put a check and balance on this administration. Probably not going to stop them. You're going to take, I don't know how many years you're going to take to reverse what happened thus far. Now we only not what 2 years into this administration. He got a little over 2.5 more years to go in this administration. How much damage he can do?
So you can do that team.
Yeah. So it's amazing how much damage can be done. So y'all.
Hey, Dr. William, mute your.
I got him on my end. Okay. Jerry, go ahead.
Yeah, I was gonna say what Doc brought up something about white women in this country, which was atrocious. Now, what was that slogan there when they had, when they were putting Bill Cosby and all of them in prison for supposedly touching white women or giving them some drugs or something.
Yeah.
Here's a man who admitted on television that he grabbed women by the private parts. Here's a man who was convicted of rape. Here's a man with 34 felonies found guilty. But here's a man that was with Epstein there, where they had children. They were
pedophiles, pedophiles.
Yeah.
Allegedly, yeah.
Yeah, and still voted for this pedophile, and it's been proven over and over again. And then now some of them, it's like the white farmers. They filed a suit to keep us from getting what we deserve under the lawsuit that we filed for black farmers for back pay for years. They filed, when Joe Biden signed the thing into law, they filed a suit to stop it. so that black farmer could at least get some money for their seeds. $5 billion wasn't going to cover a whole lot, but it was going to help those farmers, 2 million farmers that's left in the country. It would help them to buy tractors and all of that to keep their farms afloat. They filed a suit. Then Trump put the tariffs on. Now, mind you, in 15, no, 50, yeah, in 25, rather, in 25, 15,000 of them lost their farms. And that was it when Trump first came to office. Not when he first came to office, this in the last year or so, they lost 15,000 with the potential of them losing 10 to 20,000 more farmers. But what they thought they were doing to us is being done to them now by the tariffs, by what's happening in the Straits of Hormuz, because they can't get the fertilizer out of there, so they can't put their seeds in the ground to be germinated by what this fertilizer help germinate it much faster. Well, they're suffering the same fate. But the thing about it, what's happening now, all of those small farmers are losing their farms. And that means that local foods that come to our table are now it's going to be a shortage of that, because these big mechanized farmers, they sell their food overseas, by the tons. So Trump tariffs then almost put them out of business.
Yeah. All right, gentlemen, our time is about up. Do y'all got anything you want to wrap up? Doc, you got anything you want to say before we leave?
You got him on mute, Vern.
Okay, I do have him on mute. Hang on for a second. Let me unmute my doc, cause go ahead, Doc. I'm sorry.
Your wingman.
That's my wingman.
Yeah.
Can y'all hear me?
We can hear you, wingman.
Well, hey, nah, you can't mute your wingman if you mute.
We had a muzzle on you for a minute there. So you were multitasking.
Yeah, thank you so much.
We was all up in your conversation, Doc.
Oh yes, sir. I didn't know. I thought I muted before I tried to do something else, but I want your listening audience to know that I appreciate all they do for me, and they have been tremendous blessing, helping me get on the ballot. And I thank God for those who signed petitions. I thank those who have given tremendous contribution. In fact, we've fundraised our opponent this first quarter, and so I thank God for the race thus far. My airplane is out of. We've taken out the hangar. It's on the runway. And the engines are all running. We got everything on board. And now for the next 60 days, we got to fly this plane. And so I need people who wants to ride this plane with me. Just before we take off, you want to get on board, get on board. You're going to see us everywhere. We got all of our campaign literature and stuff that we need temporarily. We got to continue to do it, to run the races. So if anybody can help me financial, I appreciate your contribution. You can go to my Dr. Isaac Williams for School Board District 3, my web page. It shows you all the ways that you can contribute. You get on that page, you can just click it. It got those little barcodes. You can go in or you can type in. It gives you several options to contribute. I take any amount from $25 to $1,000 and anything in between. But mainly, I want you all to pray for me, because pray for my health, pray for my family, pray for my strength as I take my message across District 3 the next 60 days. And thank you so much, Jerry and Vernon. You all have been tremendous supporters and friend of mine for years, and nothing changed. Regardless of your stance, even regardless of who you support, I'll be very disappointed if you all support other candidates, but that will not affect our friendship, because everybody got a right to vote and support who they want. But I think if you pray about it and think about it, you will know that I'm the best choice.
All right, Doc. Thank you, Jerry.
And don't forget this Friday now.
Oh, let me announce this part. Hey, but Jerry have asked me to come and be the MC for
Yeah,
what's the official title of it?
the move for change. Freedom is not. This is the 29th annual Freedom is Not Free banquet for Move for Change, and it's personal. Yeah,
Yes.
this our banquet. Freedom is not free, and it's this Friday. At the doors open at 5 o'clock. From the 5 o'clock to 6 o'clock is the social hour, and for 6 o'clock the program start. Our keynote speaker is Jasmine Burnett Clark, who was the founder of Equal Ground, and she was also the point person here for the state of Florida for Kamala Harris campaign. We're going to have a silent auction, door prizes, and we are honoring three individuals, which is our keynote speaker is one of them, and Derek Scott, who has worked hard.
Yes.
Yeah, I met Derek in '94, and when he was in the International Baccalaureate program, I got every black student that was in that International Baccalaureate program to come and teach on Saturday, work with us on Saturday with the Saturday Community School. Had every one of them, and they were just awesome. That peer-to-peer teaching was great, and I saw the potential back then, and I knew that he was going to do some great things. Also, Vern, Shield is having a birthday party, and it's featuring saxophonist. I think his name is Jackson. The doors open at 5. July the 12th at 20. July the 12th. Doors open at 5 p.m. Tickets are $50. Show start at 6 o'clock p.m.
So she need to send me a flyer so we can stay on top of it. Okay.
Okay, I'll tell her. All right, then. But hey Doc, don't forget now. I got to get your tickets.
I got the check. I'm just trying to get the tickets. I need them because I got to give them out to people.
Okay, I get them to you today. Where you gonna be today?
I'm at the church right now. We're doing a free, and I'm glad we on here. Whoever listen, we're doing a free food giveaway. The Baptist Minister Union here at my church. We got 15,000 pounds, I think. And so if anybody needs some food, they got vegetable, meats, everything. Tell them to get in line. They starting right now at 9 o'clock to start distributing food out. So if you need something, come on, get in line and get blessed. How about that?
That'll work.
You going back inside? Okay then.
Yeah. Now, also, Friday, Jared, Friday is Juneteenth.
Right.
And they're going to have, I think the Rafferty law firm is sponsoring a Unity Fest downtown. It's free. And so we encourage people to go downtown and celebrate Juneteenth. I believe we had one this past weekend with the Watson Foundation did their Juneteenth celebration. But we're going to have another one this coming Friday. So we want folks to participate in. And don't forget, y'all, this is a lot of history. And if you don't believe in history, you will, because you're going to repeat it. You're going to live it if you don't believe in it. So support these activities. People got to understand that the reason we celebrate Juneteenth is that it was the last vestige of freedom for us. Okay. The last opportunity, that the last group of people that was legally set free in this country. And that's something we should be celebrating. But look like the way things going, we going right back into that that cycle again, Jerry. I don't know.
But we got to insist that we are not going back, and that we must. One of the things Martin Luther King says, there's some things that are so true, so morally right, they're worth dying for. He said, if a man haven't found something he'll die for, he isn't fit to live. So we got to make it clear that we are not going back anywhere. That this country was built on our backs, our blood, sweat, and tears. The country, if we leave the country today, it will fall in total chaos and disarray, because we are the foundation of this country and always has been. And it's only stable because God has, have us here. Once we out, this country is out. It is over with. So people need to know that. People need to know that we are the foundation of this country and that we don't have to take all this stuff. We have options, but they are building a fifth colony in Africa where they are asking us to come back home. And, you got a place to stay. You got options. You don't have to, all of brothers and sisters in the diaspora come back and build Africa because we built everywhere else.
Yeah, that's true. That is true. We're coming up on the nation's 250th birthday. And again, Jerry, if you heard me say this once, you heard me say it many times. This country would not be the country it is today had it not been for Black folks. Okay. And not been for our contribution. We literally built this country. Literally.
We definitely did that. The housing and everything else, the very White House, come out of our mind, and was put to that it sits as a monument today to the things that we've done over the centuries, over the millenniums, I would say, because we go way back further than these people call themselves around 6,000 years ago. We've been around millions of years, so we're not going anywhere. As far as them thinking that we're gonna leave the planet, that's out. We baby kids. We don't die. We multiply.
That's the problem, Jerry. That's the problem. Because we multiply, and we again. And I say this, and I mean this. That's the reason that we're into this situation right now, because they know that this country is going to be a minority country. Okay, the minority in this country, because of diversity and so forth, is going to rule this country. And they predicted that, and they know that, and so they're trying to hold it back as much as they can, and they can't stop it. And I said that this as much this morning in one of my dialogues this morning. If they can't stop it, what they're trying to do is put stuff in place so they can have an apartheid system, so they can rule the majority
as a minority. Like they did in South Africa.
South Africa. Go ahead.
But even in South Africa right now, 70% of the land. All farmland and good land is still in the hands of a few white people in South Africa, and then the South African people who are looking for jobs can't get them, and now they blaming the Nigerian, the Ghanaians, and other people, and they are running them out of the country. But it's bad for South Africa. It's bad because those are the same countries that helped free South Africa. When they didn't have nowhere else to go, they went to places like Nigeria and other places, and Ghana and other places, Ghana, to where they were secure at. So it's unfortunate that they're having that problem over there. But that's how people turn people against each other for so many years. Smart strategy. True. That's been happening too long.
Yeah. Jerry, got anything else for the good of the order?
Just that we don't want people to forget Move for Change is having this 29th annual Freedom is Not Free banquet. Keynote speaker Jasmine Burnett Clark, founder and senior advisor and Equal Ground. And that's Friday, June 19th. The social hour start at 5 o'clock p.m. Program start at 6. Event will include silent auction, door prizes. Tickets are $60. We're at 2610 West Advantage Street. It's personal venue. For more information, they can contact me at 850-206-3776 or just come by Move for Change. We are there today, and we're going to be there the rest of the week. If you need some tickets.
Yeah. Maybe we can get her on for a few minutes on this Friday, okay? Is she going to be in town early enough?
Yeah, she coming into town. I can find out when she coming, what time she'll get here. She might be coming in Thursday night. I'm not totally sure, but I'll call and ask her.
Okay, all right. We'll see
And
if we can get
if
on here for a few
we
minutes.
can probably get on Thursday.
Okay, well, the Thursday would be great if we can get on Thursday as well. Okay.
All right then.
Okay. All right then, Jerry. All right, folks, we gotta go. We'll see you tomorrow on another edition of Morning with Vernon, y'all. Y'all have a great day.
It's time for Mornings with Vernon. Yeah. Yeah. Get up now. Come on now. Get up. For Mornings with Vernon. Get up now. Let's go.